about the subject here. Not only it's a full-fledged view which gives the information about all the requirements to make a report. uh, it can be there is another definition for subject area, that is grouping of the information pieces called as data objects that relate to each other in a particular context. Second thing was BI server. If I want to access BI server, what are the different methods? So first method is to have the normal URL, then slash, put analytics forward slash, and then analytics in front of the BI server. Second method is to go to tools, reports, and analytics. Um, and in after tools, reports, and analytics, all the existing analysis they are listed there. So in front of the analysis there are three dots, and then click on this and go to more. So this is the second way. Third way is to go to tools, reports, and analytics, and there we also have a create button and browse catalog button. So go to the browse catalog button. So that also is another way, third method to go to BI server. Few other things that were missed were, so there are two different ways we can go to analytics. We can access the subject areas. First method is to the usual method is the tools, reports, and analytics. After that we go to browse catalog. In browse catalog, we on the top right we have a new, and instead of report we will click on, instead of DM report and all that, we will click on analysis. So this is one method. And another method is in tools, reports, and analytics, we have two buttons here. One is browse catalog, one is create. So here also we can create if we click on create button, we have again two options, one for analysis and another one for report. um, Here we'll click analysis. So because we are creating the analysis from scratch here, you can call it as BI composer. So if I go through this method using create analysis, it will be BI composer. Otherwise it will be BI analytics editor. This method using browse catalog, new analysis, this will be called as BI analysis editor. uh, there was another one, yeah. um, in the filter sections, I forgot that in the filter section we have a symbol, filter symbol, and here we can create multiple filters. Like, it's not necessary that whatever the selected columns are present here, whatever the columns we have selected here, only those columns can be used in the filter. Here, once you click on the icon like this, there are two things that comes. One are the existing columns we have selected here, and the another one is the rest of the columns. So this was left last time. um, okay, there was in the last video for Oracle, um, something was missed, like there was a topic of creating table prompts and column prompts. So for the table prompts, we saw how to table prompt using drag drop method in the last Oracle live video. uh, Instead of drag drop, there are one more method. So what we can do is, so we have, let's say we have a table structure here. We'll go to tools, reports, and analytics, browse catalog, edit under the BI report name. The next thing is, we have a table structure here. In the result tab, we will have a table structure. We have four tabs: create, criteria, results, advanced, and prompts. So in the results tab, we have a table structure here. We can edit title. All this is covered in the last one. So once we have a table structure, what we did was, we picked any one column and did the drag drop to get the table prompt, and again we drag dropped in the lower section to do the section, to create a section. Instead of that, what we can do is just right click on this and click on move column. Once we can also do this, so we have here invoice number, invoice type, name, invoice ID, then we have invoice amount, invoice line amount, etc. So then in the any move column, um, we have four options here. We can move the column to left, right, to the table prompt, or to section. So there are four options that comes here. So these are the things, like once you click on move column, there are four options that come, to right, left, right, to prompts, and to section. Another thing is to include a column or to exclude a column. So same thing can be done. We'll click on the column, right click on the column, and we can select either include column or exclude column, and then select the column name. Another way, this is a one way to include or exclude columns. Another way to change the columns from the table prompt, excluded, and section. These four sections come. So another way is to click on edit. So in the table structure that comes, first comes the title, which have a edit option and format container option. Next comes the table. Here there are three options. Apart from format container, this closed bracket, and the edit one, we also have ABC. The symbol is ABC, that's called as view properties. So uh, apart from this, for the first one, we did for removing the columns or excluding the columns or including the columns. What we did was we right clicked and did exclude column or include column. Here what we can do is we can edit. There is another method. Here we can click on edit, and there are four sections that appear. First one is the table structure. Second one is the table prompt section. Prompt is nothing but we can check it as parameters. A parameter is set. So the table prompt section, table section, then we have excluded column section, and we have the fourth one is called as section. Section is nothing but the output comes. In the last video I've explained, like once I set a table prompt in a output. So let's say I have a invoice type name as I have set a table prompt of invoice type name as credit memo, then only that data will be. I have used either drag drop method, or I have used move column, and I have used either a standard or credit or debit memo, only that data will come. If I drag the same column to the section part, then what happens is, for each value of this invoice type name, the respected data would come in sections. Like for the first one, it will come like, for ITN as credit memo, the data will come, then for debit memo the data will come. So that's what section does. Whereas for the table prompt, you can choose only one value here, and the respective data comes. So the first one is to either including or excluding columns. We can right click on the column header here on the ITN or any one column. We can either select exclude column or include column. It works for both. And then the column name. If I want to include a column, then I have to select a column name. If I am to exclude, you can directly right click and any on the column, and we can exclude that column. Apart from this, if I want to make any changes in the structure, you can click on edit. Here after the table name, you have format container, view properties, and edit option. So we can click on edit here, and there are four sections. First is table, second one is table prompt, third is sections, and fourth is excluded. So sections is, again, I have explained both excluded and section. So anything that I don't want to show in my output data, final output data, I can drag drop to the excluded section. You just can do the column drag drop from one section, from there are 4 parts, so you can do here the drag drop. This one was excluded in the last video. um, Apart from that, there was one major thing, that the difference between a column prompt and a table prompt. First one is column prompt, the first one is table prompt. So let's say I've taken ITN as invoice type name as a table prompt column, and I have output here. Here by default, any one value, when I click on open under the analysis name, or when I go to the results tab, any one value at least will be selected here, either credit, standard, debit, whatever. But if I create a column prompt using the prompts tab, then here no value will be selected. Like here in the output, in the display section, invoice type, it will have by default, it value something will be written here, and it will once you click on the lower arrow beside here, all the values will be displayed. By default, no value will be selected here. So this is how we can differentiate between a table prompt and a column prompt. And there were few things that were missing. So once, when in the column prompt, when I click on the prompts tab plus, we have 4 options there: column, variable, currency, and image. There 4 options comes, and among them we can create a select the column prompt for creating the column prompt. So after just clicking this, this particular section appears: prompt for column, label, custom label, description, operator, user input, and all that. After that, there is one more a section of options appear here, which I have written here, which I missed in the last video. That is to how do I want to display the values. First of all, first option is to include all the column values. Do I want to include, so these are all our check boxes basically that appear in the option section just below the user input. Do I want to include all column values, and do I want to limit the column values by a certain number, maybe 500, 200, or whatever? Do I want to enable the user to select multiple column values at the same time, and do I want to enable the user to type the values manually? The last one is to make the user input mandatory. So here we have, last is user input, we have checked here as choice list. So the last checkbox here is require user input. That means that we are making the user input mandatory. These were the few things which were missed in the last video. Yeah, and in the formula column section in the last video, so I just wanted to, because I don't have screen, so I want to make sure I capture this in the video. We have a column formula section. Once I click on edit formula, for getting, if I want to change any formula for the column, we simply go to we open the edit, we click on edit under the report analysis name. We'll go to criteria tab, and in the selected column sections, we'll drag drop what are the column I want to change the formula of. Let's say I have invoice amount here, so we'll drag drop in the selected column section. We'll click on setting tab here, and then we'll click on edit formula. Now my column formula section appears here. So here, this is how it looks. So we have a column formula section here. We can write a column formula here. On the left side, we have all the subject areas and the respective whatever multiple subject areas and their dimensions, and the rest of the attributes and everything, facts and measures are presented here. So we can choose here and do the drag drop in the column formula area. Beside that, what we need here is we need to have functions. So the functions, filters, then we have columns. So any other column I want to select, I can also select from here, from the column, and then we have a variable option and we have operators option. So to write the formula we can use all these things. So this is how the screen appears basically. um, so these were the few things which were missing in the last Oracle Cloud video. The next thing will be covered, the rest of the topics will be covered in the next video.